What's up, guys? Brandon Christianson, director of Z and Superhost, has a new movie coming out called Night of the Reaper. It comes out September 19th. I'm going to review it for you now, so let's go. Night of the Reaper stars Jessica Clement, Ryan Robbins, Summer H. Howell, and is directed by Brandon Christianson.
What did you do?
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new 2025 review. We're going to review a movie called Night of the Reaper. Now, Brandon Christianson, I really like the past couple of movies that he's done that I've reviewed, Z, and especially Superhost. I loved the main character in Superhost. Makings of a freaking horror icon. She was that good. So, he's got a new movie coming out, debuts September 19th, I believe, called Night of the Reaper. This is set in the 80s. It is a Halloween-themed type movie. It is a slasher of sorts. And there's definitely an air of mystery. And this is one of those reviews where the less I tell you, the better. I can kind of set the table for you, but this is one of those movies I want you guys to go in as blind as possible because there are definitely some nice twists in this movie. So, know that going forward. Don't worry, you're fine. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Let's start off with a quick plot synopsis. Jessica Clement plays Dina. She is returning home from college to this small town. Her sister is Emily. Let me just say there was a situation with Emily that opens the movie. Think of it like sort of like how they opened up Scream. You know, how there's always like one big chase scene to kind of set the tone. Not going to tell you if Emily lives or dies, but yeah, that's the opening of the movie. Sets the tone with this mysterious killer. Then after the first act, Dina shows up. She hooks up one of her friends to do like a babysitting gig. And so most of this movie is her in the house babysitting, very much like John Carpenter's Halloween. Speaking of Halloween, this has a really fun and memorable score, like synth type score as well. I think you're really gonna dig it. Definitely has those 80s vibes, and we love that stuff, especially in our slasher movies. We've talked about, like, if we got a Halloween movie, if they're gonna reboot it, I would love them to go back and actually set it in the 70s. There's just something about putting that, I guess, sheen over a movie, that nostalgia. We love that stuff. So this will definitely wet that whistle for you. Also, Ryan Robbins plays Sheriff Rod. He definitely has a pivotal part in the movie. There was an accident with his wife, so he's a little bit unhinged. Happens to be the sheriff of the town, but you're definitely going to pick up along the way. He has an axe to grind. He's still very much pissed off about what had happened to his wife in the past, because there is this mystery of this which I guess we could call him the Reaper. There is this killer going around and killing babysitters. This is a babysitter horror movie, which I always love. Those are always fun when you have like babysitting in horror movies. So this checks a lot of boxes that I love, but it's also unique enough, and especially at a certain point it really turns on its head and goes in a very unique direction. There's also a cool little dance number that reminded me of House of the Devil. Remember in House of the Devil when she's like dancing to One Thing Leads to Another? There's a similar type scene in this that I thought was really fun and infectious. But I definitely have to highlight Jessica Clement, her performance in this. The pretty much most of the movie rides on her shoulders. She's the one stuck in this house, having all these strange occurrences happen. She goes outside and she hears noises. And this is a house that's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, so it's kind of a woodsy type terrain in the back, which is perfect for, horror lighting. So you're going to get a lot of that stuff in here. But Dina is the very definition of a rootable character. She's very innocent, but she's a character that sort of learns from her surroundings. Definitely has some nice surprises that you will pick up on along the way. But I really enjoyed this character, and I didn't really know where it was going to go. But I loved the payoff in this movie. That is the big thing about it. The payoff, I think, is excellent. There is a certain moment in this movie, I'm not going to tell you how far into it, where you're going to be like cheering. you're going to be like, yes, I love it. I love it when the wool is pulled over the eyes, so to speak, okay? Is that the right expression? Something like that. I'm being very, very careful with my words on this review, okay? There's so much I want to tell you that I cannot tell you. And keep in mind, most of the time when you have like babysitter, home invasion, slasher type movies, they're pretty predictable. Even as great as The Strangers is, you know, it's a predictable type of setting. You're satisfied with what's going on, but it's also predictable in a good way. This is a movie that definitely takes some risks, goes in some different directions, and keeps you on your toes. It's got a cool aesthetic to it too. And I really liked Ryan Robbins as Sheriff Rod because this is a guy who is this close to crossing the line. And it's fun watching this character try to control his anger. There's like a situation where he's like doing some questioning of a potential suspect in the movie. And you can tell he just wants to rip the guy to shreds. And he's doing everything he can to hold back. And then he's got like a deputy in there that's trying to keep him calm, keep him cool, saying, Rod, what the hell are you doing? So it's just another aspect of, you know, like a home invasion slasher type movie where you have the town sheriff and he actually plays a pretty important part in the movie. And keep in mind, this is on the lower budget side of things, but I think it's shot very well. You don't really need that big of a budget given the subject matter of this movie, but you could tell it's a low budget, but you could also tell how creative Brandon Christianson and his team were at making the most of every dollar that they had, making the scenes have a lot of depth, being very clever and creative with the chosen camera angles, especially given a slasher type situation. I like that most of the movie takes place in this house, which gives you a lot of different opportunities to light scenes, to make for interesting setups, and they take advantage of all that stuff. If you're familiar with Brandon's previous work, then you know you're in good hands here. As far as any cons, I will say this does have a plot where you might poke at it a little bit as far as like believability, but I like that the risks are taken, and sometimes those risks lead to questioning, you know, from the audience, like would that play out that way, or would it go a different way, you know? But I actually like that about this movie. I like that it offers up a lot of different scenarios, even discussion about how a certain scene might play out. And plus, this is a character that is in a dire situation, and I've talked about this ad nauseum in the past, and we talk about stupid character decisions. You don't know how you're really going to act if you are in a situation where a guy or a girl with a gun or a knife is coming after you, okay? You can sit here all day and lay it all out on how you would react, but let me tell you right now, until you're in that situation, you don't know. So I always cut these types of films a little bit of slack, as long as they don't go too far over the cliff, which they don't in this movie. But again, a lot of fun twists, huge payoff in my opinion, and yeah, again, there's so much more that I could tell you about this movie, but I'm not going to tell you. I do like the look of the killer as well. It sort of gave me, the skull mask and like Season of the Witch, those type vibes. So I'm giving this purchase worthy for sure. Really fun movie. Night of the Reaper coming out at the perfect time for the Halloween season, you know. A nice little nostalgia boost for you guys. So yeah, let me know when you guys see this movie. Let me know what you guys think of it. I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts in the comments. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, do FIFA Fridays. Follow my Drumdums on my social, support me on Patreon, become a channel member, buy me a coffee. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Have a good day, and Drumdum out.